Now, guys, very controversially, Elon Musk has decided to support President Trump. And in fact, it appears as though he might be giving the Trump campaign around $40 million every month. I'm guessing Musk expects to get that back somehow. That's how this always works. But now President Joe Biden is coming after Elon Musk. Here's what he's doing. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure what to make of all this stuff, guys. I have received a few angry emails for some reason saying that I'm part of the problem somehow. I don't know why this is. I'm not really sure. I think people think that I think that Trump administration is a good thing. There will be some positives, but there'll be a lot of negatives too. We have to respect the reality that both sides of the aisle, both Republicans and Democrats, have their negatives and their positives, and that's just reality. Guys, please, no more of these emails being abusive. Guys, I'm in a situation right now where my wife has stage 4 cancer, and we're going through a lot of stuff with that. It's pretty tough, and honestly, emotionally, that's difficult. So if you think that emotionally it's the right thing to do, is to send me an email, tell me how I'm such a bad psychopathic person, considering my situation. What does that say about you personally is what I'd be asking. President Joe Biden knows that Elon Musk has a huge amount of money and a lot of influence, maybe the most influence of anyone in the world, even though, I know there's a lot of negativity around Musk, but he still is very, very powerful, and so a lot of people will listen to what he says. For that reason, Biden has begun what is a clear effort to derail Musk's efforts to get former President Donald Trump elected.
And so Elon endorsed me recently, the other day, actually. He's great. Elon Musk. He's a brilliant guy. Every time I call him, he's talking about, I got a new idea for a rocket. You have to hear this? No, it's true. The first time I ever saw this, I'm watching television like 3 years ago, and I see a rocket motor engine, come down landing, straight up there, no wings, no nothing, and it's landing. I thought I was seeing things. What is that? And it's landing on a barge in the middle of the ocean. And then another one comes down, and another one. I guess 4 of them came down, 3 or 4, and they land upright. He said, what the hell was that? I've never seen that before. Now, if that were government, you wouldn't see that for another 50 to 100 years. But it was Elon.
Now, this comes just days after Trump has nominated said that he is supporting a Republican nominee who is quite anti-EVs. It's all a bit kind of confusing. Now, I do think there's something going on here, which I've got my own ideas about this, but I'll share those in a separate video. Biden's first attack at Musk was last night, as the president used his confirmed contraction of the COVID-19 virus to entice a click on an X posting where he said, I'm sick. The subsequent posting on X was not a confirmation of Biden's illness, but instead a distaste for Musk's reported $45 million a month pledge to get Trump back in the White House. So I personally don't think Joe Biden is posting this stuff, guys. It's Joe Biden's PR team. This is their strategy. To say I'm sick of Elon Musk and his buddies trying to buy this election, and if you agree, pitch in here. So obviously Joe Biden's kind of used this to rally support, to get financial support for himself. Now, I don't really understand what Biden's doing, because the reality is that the Democrats, they receive money from the UAW. I personally think, guys, I know a lot of people disagree with this, I personally think the UAW is a cancer. Now, not literally cancer, but it's a form of a cancer, and I believe it will be part of the reason why the American automotive industry will eventually cease to exist. Now, not next year or 10 years, but eventually it will cease to exist. I believe that the UAW is the biggest reason for that happening. The union, unfortunately, just doesn't encourage this kind of competitiveness, ability to produce faster, and, this sort of thing capitalism does. Now, I understand why people want to be part of unions. I totally get it. I get that. But the UAW, in my opinion, is not one of the good unions. Too much corruption over the years. Too many people have gone to jail. Too many things that have happened with this union. Too much very, very aggressive tactics, kind of forcing automakers to do what they want them to do. In my opinion, ultimately, I can see there's pros and cons of unions, definitely. But with the UAW, I think there's more cons than pros. Here in Australia, most people believe that the reason our automotive industry failed was unions. They drove the cost of labour up too high. But anyway, aside from all that, I just want to make the point that Biden and Musk could have been, well, Biden could have supported Tesla, he could have supported Musk, and not even supported. They could have just gotten along. But instead of that, the Biden administration, they did alienate Tesla. And that's basically what's happened here. You act that way, and eventually this is the sort of thing that is likely to happen. The Biden administration has continued its attempt to discredit Musk with an email sent to supporters earlier this week, which said, Musk already ruined Twitter by allowing hate speech and disinformation to ruin the platform. Now Musk is using his vast fortune to try and control our democracy. Is Elon Musk trying to control America's democracy? Is he using his vast fortune to control America's democracy? And, is Twitter or X now supporting hate speech and disinformation? Guys, I actually think that's not the case. I honestly, genuinely think that X now is a better thing, a better platform than what it was before Musk and his fellow investors took over the platform. I think it's improved. There was a lot of scandals on Twitter before. A lot of staff at Twitter were working as part of the Democrats as well at the same time. Now, I'm not saying I support Republicans. In fact, I don't. I would prefer, guys, for the sake of EVs and for the sake of batteries and for the sake of renewable energy and for the sake of, to be honest, America's workforce, for the sake of manufacturing in America, I think the Democrats would be the better party to choose. Now, Joe Biden is not really doing anything. He's just a figurehead. He doesn't make any decisions. I don't believe if you're going to vote for Democrats, that he's the one you should think, oh no, we're in trouble because he's driving the car. He's going to crash us off the road. And literally that would happen. Of course, he's basically senile. But I think that he's not really relevant to what the Democrat Party's policies actually are. Now, I just want to be clear that I'm not supporting either side here. So I don't need to send me emails, hate mails, whatever. I'm just pointing out the inconsistencies on both sides of the aisle and why I think that, honestly, American politics is just a complete shit show right now. So, the rivalry between Musk and Biden has gone on for years now, says Tesserati, and I think they're right. The president has put unionized automakers at the forefront and given them credit for the, electric revolution and marginalized Tesla. And that was just a huge mistake. I don't really understand why Biden thought that would end well. Tesla was not a reference of Biden's when discussing the US EV market. They were intentionally not invited to several events. And that's something that Musk really made him angry. This is what Musk said. Biden held this EV summit. He didn't invite Tesla. He invited General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, and UAW. Now, I should point out, guys, at the time, Chrysler was not even making any EVs. And I believe Tesla had about 70% market share for EVs in America. Musk went on. An EV summit at the White House didn't mention Tesla once. Does this sound maybe a little biased? Not the friendliest administration. Now, even if you hate Musk, and I understand if you do, or if you love him, doesn't matter what, everything Musk just said in that comment is completely justifiable and completely fair. And it's completely logical. It doesn't make sense. Come on. That was ridiculous. Anyhow, after Musk endorsed Trump following the assassination attempt, which he obviously immediately did, now I believe that Trump saw the writing on the wall. He knew that after that assassination attempt, that many of them would vote now for Trump, and Trump would almost certainly win the election. So sort of like jumping on the winning ship. Anyhow, after that, the Biden administration decided, we need to attack Musk and kind of try and destroy any credibility people think he has. Now, some people think he's very credible, some others don't. A lot of reactions to this, guys. What's your take on this? Please let me know in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you think that American politics is just a joke right now? Why can both parties not get a good candidate? I mean, Republicans, surely you got someone better than Trump. Democrats, surely you got someone better than Biden. I mean, guys, I know that probably neither person is really making the decisions, but realistically, what's the deal with this? Why are Americans supporting these two wacky candidates? It makes no sense, and I cannot figure that out. Anyhow, let me know what you think in the comments, or let me know if there is an answer to my question, because I'm totally baffled about it.